Hello, my dear students. Good morning. Welcome to my channel. This morning, I would like to share to you some information relative to how the land is prepared by farmers before planting. At the end of this video, you should be able to acquire knowledge and skills on how farmers or gardeners prepare the land before planting. In other words, this topic is very much important. So you please watch this video from the very beginning to the end. The topics which I will share to you this morning are meaning of land preparation, reasons for preparing the land before planting, tools and implements in land preparation or used in land preparation, and different activities in land preparation. Let's talk about the meaning of land preparation. This is a process of preparing the land before planting. And later you will know what are these different processes as we go along with the different activities in land preparation. And for what reason we prepare or farmers prepare the land? One reason is to facilitate easy planting. Farmers prepare the land in order to make uh, it easy for them to plant the crops because there will be no hindrances if you will prepare the land properly. Another is it facilitate easy in the care and maintenance of the crops, such as fertilizing, cultivating, irrigating, draining, and controlling pests. Later, you will know these different care and maintenance practices: the fertilizing, cultivating, irrigating, draining, and controlling pests. But to give you some bird's eye view relative to these cultural management practices, fertilizing pertains to the applying of fertilizer, whether organic or inorganic. Cultivating is the breaking uh, the soil around the plants to provide aeration. Irrigating is supplying water to the plants through different means, and draining refers to the removal of water in the area to prevent damage on the roots of plants. Controlling pests pertains to the spraying of weedicide, insecticides, or pesticides in order to remove wastes or to remove pests. And there's another which I forgot to include in this presentation, which is weeding. the removal of weeds in the field, or sometimes we also remove volunteer plants if there are volunteer plants in the field. What does it mean when I say volunteer plants? These are plants, of course, suddenly grown in the field, which are not actually the same plant as you planted or you decided to plant. We call it as volunteer um, plants. We have also this facilitate easy harvesting. If the field is properly prepared, remove the stumps, remove all the hindrances in the field through proper land preparation, then harvesting, uh, there will be easy harvesting of crops. So these are the reasons why we need to prepare the land properly before planting or transplanting. Let's talk about tools and implements in land preparation. We have here sharp bolo. It is a cutting tools used in clearing an area intended for crop production. Sharp bolo or dull bolo, but generally speaking, this is called as bolo. This one is sharp bolo, and there's another one dull bolo, which is what we call as ito itak or sundang in Waray. The bolo is actually the dull bolo, which is also used in weeding. This itak is used in clearing the area. Then, in highly mechanized or large scale farming, uh, grass cutter is sometimes used in clearing the area because sharp bolo is commonly used when mm, clearing or cleaning a small area intended for crop production. But of course, for large scale farming, you will use a grass cutter. One person is enough to clear or clean a hectare of land if there is a grass cutter. Next is grab hoe. It is a primarily used to dig and till the soil. Commonly used in small scale farming or even in large scale farming, but it's not anymore in land preparation, but of course perhaps in cultivating the plants, because I experience using grab hoe when I work in a certain company venturing in corn production. So we use grab hoe during the cultivation of the corn plants. Okay, next, pigmatic. It is a hand tool used for digging and prying and chopping grasses or digging soil, and it can also function similar uh, functions to grab hoe. So, but both have similarities in terms of function, but in terms of structure, because you will see in this picture, there's a difference in the structure. Okay, but the pigmatok is more. I think this is more heavy, and in terms of strength, more uh, there's an advantage when you use a pick matok. Then another is the rake. It is an implement consisting of a pole with crossbar, thought with like a comb at the end, or with several tines held together by a crosspiece, used especially for drawing together cut grass or grasses or fallen leaves, or smoothing loose soil or gravel. So I am pretty sure that you have seen rake in your high school days or elementary days, or even pekmatok, grabho, grass cutter, and sharp ball. Uh, these these tools are, I think, very much familiar to you. Next, the plow. A plow is an implement used in breaking the soil. It can be tractor drawn plow or animal drawn plow. This is animal drawn plow, and this is tractor drawn plow. So these are the different parts of the tractor drawn plow. Then the animal drawn plow. The parts are the handle. This is the handle. Then this is the beam. Then of course this is the body, the the show, and the shear. And of course this one moldboard plow, tractor drawn plow. The component parts are very microscopic. The parts are very microscopic. Even myself, I cannot totally see all these levels. But anyhow, this is an example of moldboard plow drawn by a tractor, which is operated, of course, by a farmer. Then the next is harrow. Harrow. This is used in pulverizing the soil, mm, or the land, and same with the plow. It can be tractor drone harrow, or it can be animal drone harrow. Of course, for these are examples of harrow. This is pigtooth harrow. This can be animal drone. This is an animal drone harrow, and this one, this is a tractor drone harrow. We called it as comb harrow. This one parang suyod, and there are several types of comb harrow, and there are harrows which are operated or drawn by animals, which is just very simple. It's just a comb, parang suklay. So these are the uh, implements used in pulverizing, in breaking and pulverizing the soil. Okay, let's proceed to the next activities in land preparation. The kind of activities in land preparation is dependent on the scale of farming a farmer engage. We have the large scale, these are the activities. The clearing of the area or cleaning the area. Then this is followed by, of course, plowing, then harrowing, then fertilizer application. So plowing, or this is clearing the area. There are so many people working in clearing the area for large scale farming, but sometimes if mm, the area has no stumps, mga tuod, the farmers may employ one person with grass cutter, because it would be very easy for the farmer to finish this activity if he will rent or hire an individual with a grass cutter. But of course, the disadvantage here is you cannot help other people. Like in this case, these people were hired to clear the area. So at least if you will hire people, you will be able to help them provide employment, something like that. Okay, so after clearing the area, what comes next is plowing. Plowing is the process of breaking the soil. Remember that this is for large scale land preparation or crop production. So breaking the soil. A tractor can be used in plowing. A carabao can be used in plowing, as in the case of this one. This one for the tractor. But in some cases, particularly farmers in the rural areas, they use uh, carabao to plow the area, as in this case or in this picture. Then we have harrowing. This is done after plowing, or sometimes after, uh, yeah, sometimes if the area is not yet properly prepared, the plowing and harrowing are doubled. What does it mean? After plowing, there is next up there's plowing which will follow, then replow, and next harrow. Happened. Okay, let's go back. Then after harrowing, for large scale farming, application of fertilizer will follow. This is what we call as basal application. Before planting, you apply either organic or inorganic fertilizer. Organic like chicken manure, hog manure, or guano, and complete fertilizer for inorganic or synthetic fertilizer. It depends on the farmer. So this is the process in preparing the land for um, intended for crop production. Now, in terms of time of plowing for vegetable production, I think it depends on the farmer, but it is recommended that plowing should not be done during rainy season. Mm, because plowing will not be successful Mm, Perhaps there will be erosion which will happen if you will do the plowing and harrowing during rainy season. But in terms of the time of the day, it depends on the farmer. Okay. Next, for small scale farming or gardening, just simply clear the area or clean the area, remove all the stumps, yung mga tuod, by using grab hoe or uh, pick mattock, by using sharp bolo. Mm, that's the first process. Remove them all in the area, placed in a compost pit or compost, shall we say, pile or pile of grasses. If you have, or if the farmer has a compost pit or pile, then few months after it will become a fertilizer. It is mandatory that as farmers should not burn grasses. It's prohibited now. It can destroy our ozone layer. And my dear students, if you will teach your students when you will become teachers, please tell them that burning grasses or any kind of materials which can destroy our ozone layer, or yeah, or burning is really prohibited in any kind of materials. Okay, let's go back. We have, after clearing, that's the time now wherein digging holes will be done, or if mm, the gardener decides to make a plot, making a plot is done. Then, of course, fertilizing will follow. Um, if you dig holes, apply organic or inorganic fertilizer in the holes before for planting or transplanting seedlings. Same is true if you or if plot of soil will be made, apply fertilizer, because we cannot be assured that the soil nowadays are still fertile. So after this process, planting comes in. Planting comes in. All right. So these are the different activities in land preparation. I hope um, This will add to your stock of knowledge. And I suggest that aside from viewing this, aside from reading the modules and reference materials I gave to you, just explore more. Read, so that you can get more inputs or information for your future students. Thank you very much, and God bless you.